It is Friday. So look, I'm not really that big of a drinker, but I am off tonight and it is Cinco de Mayo weekend. I know people are going to be in the streets, they're going to be in the city, or hopefully, I would love to be at a house party. But we going to my boy Double K is at Juicy Crab on Howell Mill on Fridays and Saturday nights. So we will be at Juicy Crab tonight with of course Double K doing karaoke. I'm gonna get me a couple of drinks because I never hardly drink. I'm a two drink max type of girl. And if I'm working, I'm never drinking and I'm always working. So I don't have a gig tonight. We are moving Belly ATL to every first Friday. I know it's the first Friday, but we want to build it bigger. And I have an ideal of what I want to do with the first Friday. So we're going to move it to next month. So happy Cinco de Mayo weekend. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to talk about being the star of your own show. All right, so we'll be right back. Lick Show. You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back. What'd you say? Hey, Peachy T. Okay, look, shout out to Peachy T. When I say that is one person that's gonna keep going, not one person, it's a few people, but I love the ones that keep going no matter what's going on, no matter what trials, tribulations, where they need to set shop up, they are going to keep going. What I don't like is when the people leave Hits 92.3 and then you don't see them nowhere no more. So then I'm like, you should have just stayed, grind it out with us. Uh, if you need help with your brand, we could just ask questions, but keep doing what you're doing, whether you're here or not. So shout out to PGT. So if you're just tuning in, we are talking about being the star of your own show. Now, yesterday I said that I never hit on my triggers because everything that we have talked about is are things that I've dealt with in my past that are not necessarily things that I go through right now. But yesterday's conversation was kind of triggering for me. So today is the same. I was like, if I'm gonna hit on everybody else's triggers, girl, start taking jabs at your own triggers. And right now, I'm in a place where I was when I quit my show the first time. So I quit my show a couple years ago because I felt like my show was growing bigger than the station and I was getting opportunities that other people weren't getting. So I took the time to fall back so that, I'm out of the spotlight. But then when I thought about it the last week, I was like, why do you keep doing that? If you work hard, if people like you, if you are that it girl, then embrace it. So that's just my thing. I made a joke last week saying if we ever had a purge here in Atlanta, I'd probably be one of the first ones to go because people are like, she gets all these opportunities and she does da 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 da, whatever the case. And then everybody can't love you. I know it's somebody around me that doesn't love me as I think they do. Cause I'm like, I don't know. I don't think everybody loves everybody that they're around. Maybe. I don't know. I just think it's I don't know. I think it's impossible to be loved by everybody. I don't really have people that know me that dislike me. People that be trying to drag me are people online because of these clips that we be posting. Those are the hates that I get is from the clips that we post on online. And again, I'm one of those people too. Good publicity or bad publicity is publicity. It's getting attention to the radio station. As long as people are commenting, to me, they're paying attention and the station is growing. And that is the whole purpose of me coming back. So if that's what's gotta happen to make that happen, I am being the star of my own show. So look, if you have something going on great, I don't care if you have an amazing marriage, if you have a great career, if you just bought a new car, if I don't know, you're going through a divorce and it's other people around you that has the opposite going on, if they are your friend and if they support you, they should be happy for you regardless of whatever their situation is. And I'm talking to y'all, but I'm really, really talking to myself. I get to a place where I'm like, oh, I don't want to post that because that sounds cocky. Or I don't want to say that because it sounds like you're putting down other people. When I'm not. I think I'm an attractive woman, and hardly ever say I'm pretty because I feel like that sounds conceited. It's certain things like I don't know if you do that, Sunshine, or not. I have issues with complimenting myself out loud. I feel like that is something, and I've always grew up believing that is something that other people should do. When people be like, I'm this and I'm that and blah blah blah, I just be like, ugh, like they talking about themselves. So I'm one of those people too, where I should be like, yeah, she should be calling herself beautiful. He should be calling himself handsome. He should be saying I'm that dude. I was gonna say the N word. I'm trying to stop saying that. But you got people who used to be like me and would be like, ugh, like you talking about yourself or you're complimenting yourself too much. Yes, let's practice and make it a habit of complimenting ourselves. It's okay to feel like you are the best. Um, I am one of those people too. Like if somebody say, I don't know, I'm better than blah blah blah, I'll be like, okay, this is a prime example on social media that I see all the time, and I never ever have addressed it until just now. If there is a big girl and she is crying about being picked on for being a big girl, every single comment is going to talk about how beautiful she is, how she should love herself, how she should throw the fingers up to anybody that feels like she's anything other than perfect. If that same girl the very next week comes on and talks about how fine and how beautiful she is, all of the comments are going to talk about how she's fat, how she clearly don't see herself, how her friends aren't real and honest with her. So people are weird about that. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So do it anyway. If you are the star of your show, be the star. You don't have to delegate every single aspect of your life. You don't have to hide every aspect of your life. You don't have to sugarcoat your happiness to appease people who may not be happy. If I bought a new car and my homegirl has a car that's just, it keeps getting messed up, blah, 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 I might feel, oh, I'm not going to call her and tell her about this car I just got because she got car problems. Would you? I don't know. I still probably would feel like that. I ain't gonna lie. I probably wouldn't call her and tell her about my brand new car if I know she's having car problems. Is that, I mean, it's not necessarily wrong, but is that wrong to feel like I don't want to talk about my goods if someone else has a bad that's in the same exact type of realm? Another example, too. Let's say I have a friend that's going through a divorce and my dude just proposed to me yesterday. Do I gloat and like start asking her to be my bridesmaids and help me plan my wedding? Like, what do you do in those two types of situations? Just giving specific scenarios. Because I
So
don't
first I
know.
want to say I think it depends on your friend. I
Mm.
don't think it depends on you. I think it depends on your friend. You know what I mean? Do
Mhm.
you have the type of friend that can handle that situation? Because there are going to be some people that say, even at my low point, whatever your wins are, those are my wins too. And I want to celebrate those wins with you.
Mhm.
As a friend, if my car was breaking down and you just got a new car and you didn't tell me, I'd be kind of mad at you. Like, dang, friend,
Gotcha.
you just got a new car. I want to go take pictures in front of your car. Like, what's up? Like,
Mhm.
when we gonna go for a ride? Why you ain't say nothing to me? Because regardless to what's going on in my world, I'm still happy for you. Now, do we understand and realize that there are some people who don't have the emotional capacity to be able to
Mm.
handle those type of situations? Yes, we absolutely do. And for that, we avoid telling those people those things. But you've already said that you're the type of person who knows how to put people in certain boxes and compartmentalize
Very
what you
true.
can and can't do with those people. So then I say it goes back to you need to still be you and be okay with, okay, I can say this to this person. You might have that friend who's going through a heartache, but can live vicariously through you when you telling them about your sneaky links. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like that friend might be like, you know what, that's what's up. Because you still have that friend that's married that's only doing it with that same person over and over
And they want to
again,
hear some
who she want to
stories.
hear everything that's going on with you and your sneaky links.
I got you. That
You
makes
see what I'm
sense.
saying?
Yep, that makes
So
a whole
don't
lot of
treat
sense.
me different just because I happen to be going through whatever. I want to hear the sneaky link stories too.
Gotcha. And that makes a great point because that might take, and I'm one of those people. So I want to know you're good because that gives me a break from my bad. It gives me an opportunity to, gloat and praise somebody else. And I don't have to worry about what I got going on behind the scenes or what I got going on in the background because this person has this going on. And I'm like, yay, let's celebrate that. So, let me look, put this in the background right now because I can't fix it. So we're going to celebrate you. They might not have a lot going on and they just have to be business. It could be personal. It could be about, I mean, I'm even go like left because shout out to my boy Ray Solo is on here. Ray Solo is an artist. So just imagine Ray Solo being in a group and there's like four members of this group and someone has a song and they want Ray to be featured on it. Now, if his band members are supportive of him, they'll be like, "Go for it, do this, do that." Some of the other ones might feel like, "Oh, he think he better than us. He's probably gonna end up going solo. They're gonna feel some type of way because they weren't the ones picked, or as a group, feel like you shouldn't do it because the group isn't doing it." So just be comfortable with people not being happy in your highs. And like she said, maybe that's not that type of friend that can handle that. So put them in a certain tier that, okay, when I got good stuff, I don't know. I just don't think that's a friend, period.
See, but you know what though? Okay, so how you were talking about how you have one friend who's kind of like Hollywood, and you know other people listening to him might feel as though he's bragging, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I have a friend like that,
Okay.
right? And when you're listening to him talk, it does sound as if he's kind of like telling you, "Oh, my life is so amazing. Oh, I'm doing amazing things all the time. Oh, I'm always with these people, this people, and I come down here and I kick it with the little people or whatever. But I'm really stunting on these hoes, right? And if you were the type of person who either A, wasn't stunting on these hoes in your own right as well, or you didn't have any emotion within yourself, or B, if you was the type of person that saw that as a threat. See, his success isn't a threat to his real friends. If anything, it's pride. I'm proud that my friend has the motion to be able to do that. Because what's the opposite? The opposite is this is a friend that's not doing shit.
Yep.
And what
That
do
is
we
the
what do
opposite.
we feel about those friends that ain't doing nothing? We feel discomfort around them because then we can't shine
You
within
cannot.
ourselves.
Yep.
If you're always trying to be in a room with somebody that's better than you, then you've got to check your emotions about being around people that's better than you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So again, it goes back to look at your friend. It's not about you. It's about your
Okay.
friend.
That
If your
makes a lot of
friend
sense.
can't be in the room with people who can outshine them,
Mm-hmm.
that is your friend's problem. That is not your problem. And you need to get into a room with people that you can shine as bright as you can, because your shine don't outshine they shine or make they shine any less shinier.
And that is literally where I'm at right now. So I say all of my newer friends are able to like pick up on a Friday, and they swear they don't, but they can pick up on a Friday and just go to Turks if they want to. And I can't do that because I'm in a different room now. Like, oh, they get up and go. They like, I ain't got nothing going on this weekend. Let's go to such and such. And they're like, yeah, like let's worry about these flights. And I'm like, when are y'all going? How much? I'm the how much is it friend. I ain't the rich friend. I'm the how much is it friend. They're the when are we going friend. And so I like being in an uncomfortable situation because it forces me to level up. I feel like being around certain women, and they're women too. So that was a thing too. I've had the same female friends since um middle school, high school. But if you meet me, I have so many male friends. So you would swear I don't have female friends. So now in my walk right now, I have a lot of female friends, which is good because I'm like, if I get in a relationship, it's a balance. Now it's a balance. It was never a balance before. But the women that I'm around, they're all bosses. They all own whatever it is they own. And again, some of them don't go on vacation because they're so busy with their businesses. But they got the foreign cars, they got the big homes. One of them has a home downtown and a home in Douglasville. So they're doing big things. And that forces me to keep going because they're entrepreneurs. They don't have 9 to 5 type jobs. So when I'm like, the station is not where I need it to be, my first thought is go get a job. But I'm like, no, they don't have jobs. Granted, all of them are married, so that helps. You got more finances in the house than I have. But that makes me at least look at them as women because they still are the ones running their businesses to make me want to step up more. Like instead of going to get the job to put the energy into somebody else's brand, what can you do within your own business that can give you the time that you would spend going over there? And I know one thing I need to do, quote unquote, being the star of my own show. If I go out there and I get a job and my hours are from 9 to 5, guess what time I'm going to be there? Before 9 o'clock. When it comes to hits, I get here minutes before my show at 12, where I could be working on things to help build it more before 12 o'clock. I should be here at 9 o'clock if I'm going to go somewhere else and be there by 9 o'clock. So again, being the star of your own show is focusing on you. It's okay to brag, not in a sense of, well, let me just leave it there because I was about to go back into my old pattern. It's okay to brag. When you have something great going on, it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to be happy about where you are. It's okay to be happy about what you have, whether it was given to you or you earned it and you bought it yourself. If I bought it myself, I absolutely want to be okay with talking about it. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and then we are going to be right back, and we are talking about show.
Every day is a new choice. Choose wisely. Met you on Friday. Picked you up on Sunday night. You telling me that you're ready to rock me steady, rock steady. I got you so addicted. I should've never let you taste my love, my love. Damn right, I wanna see you again, but I'm not ready for no love affair. Still you ask me what is happening, when I told you that my heart wasn't there. I handle business on the weekday, but you can have me on the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If you wanna be my weekend lover, it's gonna be hard to leave. Take it from me, from me, from me. Take it from me, from me, from me. If you wanna be my weekend lover,
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Not to mention, we got the host with the most, KELZ. We got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items. Looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.
All right, all right. We are back and we are talking about being the star of your own show. So pretty much what we're talking about is if you have something great going on in your life, it is absolutely okay to brag about it. If you think you're beautiful, whether you are a big girl, a small girl, a light-skinned girl, a dark-skinned girl, whatever race you are, if you feel like you have worked hard for the things that you have, it is absolutely okay to. Somebody said they can't hear me. Not on that, on my own thing. It is absolutely okay to talk about it, to brag about it, to tell people about it. And even if you feel like you're a person who doesn't quote unquote want to brag, there's certain ways that you can get out what you have going on without feeling like it's a brag. Tell people how to work harder so they can have the things that, oh, I just got a new car. Let me tell y'all how I got this because I'm working hard and I do this and I do that and blah, blah, blah. Now it's like, ooh, do I want to do all that work to get there? So it's okay. If you have a new business, shout out to the ones who are still opening businesses. You know, people always like to try to open a business in January or February when they get them taxes. I know them taxes don't ran out by now. So the ones who are like literally just still right now opening businesses, it is absolutely okay to brag about it. You work hard. I already know. Trust me. I know you working hard. If you got a promotion at work, and you are fearful of your coworkers feeling a type of way, who cares? Brag about it. You know what I think? I just thought about something. The worst position to be in is being cool with coworkers and you talk crap about the job or you talk crap about your bosses and then you get a promotion and the ones that you were cool with, you're now their boss. Now you got to start doing the things that they hated and you hate it too, but now you're in a new position and you have to be that way. I feel like that's got to be the worst type of star of your own show. let me let me tell you, any job I have ever had, I'm always like, I'm gonna say this, I'm always cool with the people that I work with, but I'm never that cool to if I was to leave, we are still friends. I think every job I've ever had, except the recent years, like this year, I don't talk to anybody of other places that I worked at before. But in the past, I didn't hang out with coworkers outside of work. I didn't I didn't make friends while I was at work. It was always one person that I liked at work. And they just seemed to we kept in contact maybe months to probably a year and then it kind of fizzled out because we didn't have much in common outside of work. But when it comes to work, I don't think I've ever really made friends that I kept that I can say we're still no, Rainy. Rainy would probably be the only one. I met Rainy on set of a reality show we was filming. And the funny thing about, I know I'm jumping now because I just feel like that's the conclusion of that is everybody should be the star of their own show. You should be okay with bragging on yourself, being happy when you're happy, and talking to your friends regardless of where they are mentally and how they feel. Because if they're really, really your friend, they're going to be happy for you, and it could give them some relief from whatever sadness or bitterness or madness, whatever they have going on. It may be a relief from them from their own life. So be the star of your show and that's why you should be because you work hard to be who you are. Call her. She said call her with your whole stories. Shout out to my girl Mimi. She said that's me. What's she talking about? Oh, I don't know what part. The work thing? Oh, that's definitely Mimi. Mimi is not gonna be friends with her people at work. And I was going somewhere before I was going left, and I just wanted to wrap that up. But now I don't even remember what I was gonna say about that.
Hey, Mimi, let me tell you something. I'm the person that tells you while we're at work, I'll tell you we're not friends. You're cool people,
I would never say
but we're
that.
not friends. We're coworkers.
We are
But if
coworkers.
you quit, call me, Shawty. We can hang out.
Gotcha.
If I quit, call. I'm the
So you don't want to be
opposite of
cool with
you.
somebody you work with.
No, because I don't need you to know me.
Gotcha. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I'm at work is I'm what I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm outside of work, I am outside of work. And if you bring my inside of work to outside of work,
Oh,
like that's
yeah.
gonna be a problem for me. And I've seen it happen where people know stuff about them outside and they use that as ammunition when they don't like each other inside. Baby, I made this girl's feelings hurt because I was pregnant. She was like, "Oh, when am I gonna get the baby shower invitation?" I said, "Oh, it's friends and family only." She said, "So I'm not a friend?" I said, "No, you're a coworker.
I mean, it is what it is. You're a coworker.
You're a coworker."
Let me say how Rainey became a friend. So again, I met Rainey on set. We were filming a reality show. I met her one time prior to. So at my dance studio, we filmed. So it was a show of bosses, and everybody's segment is something that you're doing, and no shots to people on the show, but it was only a hand few of us that actually had real things going on that regardless if we were filming or not, we had to do what we had to do. So I was teaching a twerk class at my dance studio every single week. So because I was doing something almost every day, it was hard for me to go to film because y'all wanted a show on bosses and I'm really one for real. So I can't go because I got to be here this day or I got to be there that day. So if you want to film, you got to come to what I'm doing already and it's going to help me because I'm doing it for real. I don't have to stage it and make it look like something. So we did a episode to where they came to the studio and all the cast had to learn how to twerk. That's where I initially met Rainey. We didn't talk much that day, but it was another time where we were going to have to go to South Carolina. And again, I be having stuff to do, and I'm very antisocial, and I'm shy too. So I didn't know all the girls, and they were going to South Carolina. I wanted to rent my own car. I like to come and go when I want to. I don't want to be stuck. So yes, I didn't know Rainey. Rainey was like, "Can I ride with you?" At first, I was kind of like, "I want to be myself." I planned to listen to my music, and I was like, "You know what? She's cool. She seemed like she was fun. Sure, you can ride with me." Whatever happened, I think I forgot my wallet. We got halfway down 20. I forgot my wallet at home, which made us have to turn around. It was like a 30-minute drive back. So we was like, you know what? We're not getting on the road tonight. Because I think when she showed up at my house to jump in the car with me, it might have been like midnight. So we're like, by the time we get back on the road, it's gonna be like 1, 2 o'clock. They're probably gonna be asleep by the time we get there. Let's just leave out early tomorrow morning and we'll just start over. Meanwhile, we were like, we're up now. So we went to the grocery store. We bought a cheap bottle of wine. We bought a frozen pizza and we went to her house because she was closer to the highway. So when we were ready to jump on the highway, we were right there. When I say we laughed till we fell off the couch, like stomach hurt. And I didn't know this girl hours prior to, other than seeing her at a show, at filming. We laughed so hard and we have literally been friends ever since. And we met at work. I usually don't have those type of outcomes. I mean, for me, all of this is work for me. It's
And
fun, but it's work.
yeah, I feel you, but I feel like for me, work is when you have corporate and when you have human resources.
Oh no, work
That's
to
what I
me
mean
is
by work.
like I'm excited because I'm off tonight. That's
Yeah,
work.
no, that is work. I'm
All of
not
this is
saying
work
that's
to
not work.
me.
I'm saying where when I can't be your friend.
Gotcha.
If
So
we have a
in
human
entertainment, you can be friends.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, I'm the same way.
But we can
Entertainment.
in entertainment, you might be more of an associate or a networking contact before you're a
Okay,
friend.
that makes sense.
But I'm definitely more open to a yeah, we could come hang out type deal.
Gotcha.
If there is a human resource department,
You like that's different.
I'm not I'm
I'm
not
the
I'm
same
not
with
friends with
entertainment
you.
for your same exact reason is I don't want like industry people. I don't want you in my real world.
And maybe
I
I
talk about my real world, but you don't.
haven't gotten there yet. I haven't gotten to the
Gotcha.
point where I need to put that place in yet. That's all.
And
Give me a
so
couple months. I might come back and be like, you know what? Kels is right too. We don't do that either. But
Yep.
as of right
I don't want to
now,
date my coworkers. I call my coworkers is people in the entertainment. I
Makes
don't
sense.
want to. I don't want to date them.
makes sense.
That's just like it's the same to me because
'Cause I'm not
Atlanta
fucking
is
with you.
big, but if you're in, you notice it's really not that big. It's not that big. Like I'm not exactly. I'm not with A-listers and B-listers, but in my world of celebrity and entertainment wise, it is small. So if I date any of them, everybody gonna find out. And if I date one and I date another, then oh yeah, you the whole of the industry at this point. Same thing with dealing with other people. So I'm cool with a couple of I always do the quotations, celebrities. I don't see anybody as a celebrity. I don't. I don't see like I could walk down the street. Even if I met Tyler Perry, I'd be excited to meet him, but I'm not gonna treat him like he's you Tyler, yes. But I don't you're not Tyler Perry to me. I don't mean I've never in my life met a celebrity. I'll say it like that. But the celebrities, quote unquote, that I am cool with, I don't bother them. So if it's something big that I literally wait. I'm waiting to something big to where I can call out for a favor. The things that I'm doing right now, I don't want to bother them. On the flip side of it, I don't try to be their friend because I don't want to live a celebrity life. Celebrity life, you got to watch who you're around because somebody's always going to try to film you. You got to watch who you're talking to because somebody's going to expose you. I just want to be able to come and go when I come and go. People know my name when I go places, and that's good enough for me because I can go to the other side of town that I've never been on and don't nobody know who I am. I ain't got to worry about that. So I can come and go how I want. I can do and say the things that I want. If I go on a date tonight, it ain't going to be on Shade Room and TMZ tomorrow. So I keep my contacts close, but I don't bother them for things that I want. Because I don't. They are who they are, and they respect me, and I think they like me because I don't try to fit in. I don't try to ride their coattails to try to get to my next level. Because there's so much more I could do with this station if I was the type. It's a couple of men that I could sleep with in the industry to take us further if I was the type. Everybody is regular to me, like I'm regular. So, anywho, we're gonna take a quick break because our guest is in the building. We are going to talk about the C Awards. The C Awards show is in my mind is May 18th. He might tell me something different. We're going to take a quick break, bring him in, and talk about it. You're listening to the L.I.C.K Show.
Sky People Chief coming peace, love, and I'm just trying to see where you going with that on. You got cute for me.
Looking like my baby. I don't come in here unless they pay me. I've been here all night, I'm feeling wavy, but they closing down like the Calorie Road Macy's. Where we finna go, though? We can hit the town to take some photos. Girl, I got the smoke, but can you roll, though? You know I thought about you jumping on this pole. Go somewhere with all that over there you got. Running up my spot, do you running every line? Ran into a riding rich, I'm good with the box. It'll be a remix, non-stop. Let it rock.
La.
Bringing back Jet magazines, ain't it? Beauty of the week indeed, that's a queen, ain't it? And she throw back on the smoke. I asked what it is, she said the presidential shit, not that tangerine, ain't it? She said, boy, stop. You thought it, you tried it. I said, yeah, whatever, if it's so that I'd buy it. Windows to your soul, girl, I love the way your eyes get. When I look into them, I fall in a pool of violence. That's just what it's like, I got a jet that you can pilot. When we see each other, always frequent fly mileage. It's always words unless she be like, boy, why you so childish? Because the internet, she said, huh, just be quiet. You know I'm a fool, Barrymore, I'm a riot. Like God is to a like God, I'm a lion. You can't make you, we ain't been the best diet. You know what it is, me and Slim, we just vibing.
All right, all right. We are back with the Lick Show, Hits 92.3, and we have the founder, right?
How you doing?
Gennaro is in the building from the C Awards. Now, tell me, first and foremost, because in May 18th is stuck in my head. Is that the day of the show?
Yes.
Okay,
Sunday,
good.
May 18th is the day of the award ceremony at City Winery.
At City Winery. I have a horrible memory, but for some reason I cannot forget May 8th. I was like, it has to be May 18th because
Yeah,
my
2
mind says
weeks.
so. In 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
And how long has this show been in existence?
We are entering our 22nd year.
22 years. And do you feel like it grows from year to year to year?
I feel that we get more refined
Okay.
each year.
Mhm.
As far as growth and everything, I believe we will always reach someone that didn't know about our event. And for us, there's a joy in that.
Mhm.
But as far as growing in size and number of attendees and everything, we've made the conscious decision to scale back on that some.
Okay.
Because we've had 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 people before and have been in arenas, and that is a huge undertaking.
Yeah. Very much so.
Especially when you have a bunch of people reaching out to you at the very last minute. So for our peace and sanity, we have, really shifted, like so many other events and functions, to something a little more personable,
Okay.
intimate, to where people can really, really connect with one another.
And would you say what is the first and foremost? I know that it's been 22 years, so I'm sure, like you said, you're reaching new audiences every day. But do you have people that have been working with the organization for 22 years?
Yeah, everybody on our team has been day one.
Since day one?
Yep.
Why do you think they keep coming back? What's the number one thing you think is going on?
Our love.
Your love for it?
For what we do. It is not a financial gain, so we don't do it for the money. And everyone on our team kind of plays a different role in respect to the weekend of activities and throughout the year and just a variety of things. We're all family, and that is how our event is. So when you come, you'll be able to feel some of that.
I love it. And I am nominated too, guys. I'm
Yeah, you're
excited.
nominated. The station is nominated, and you know, um, like I didn't personally know
Uh-huh.
about things, but you know, just like you, every day you're reaching someone new. And as I've started paying closer attention to the station and everything, what I will say is I applaud the station for everything that y'all are doing, and I applaud you for the conversations, the dialogue, and the work that you are putting in at the station and outside, because it is a true representation of you as an African American woman, you as a parent. You're setting the example for your children, and just you as a beacon of light in the entertainment industry and within the city.
Oh, thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I appreciate that. See, y'all, give your flowers when you can, because sometimes people, like I came in earlier today and I was like, I'm not in a really good mood today. So that was like a uplifting moment. So give flowers no matter what, because you don't know what the person is going through. Sometimes they may be at that break, like, is it worth it? And then you hear something and you were like, this is why I do what I do.
That's why
So I
we
truly
keep
appreciate it.
doing our event every year,
Hmm.
because each year we feel like we make a positive impact in someone's life, in
Hmm.
their career. And for everyone watching, you never know who is watching.
You never that part. You never know who's watching. One thing that I do love, it's a little intimidating, but before you came in, we were talking about being the star of your show, of your own show. And some of the people that I am and the station is nominated against are, to me, way bigger than I am. And I'm like, oh, like there's no way I can win this category. And I was like, you know what? I always say, as long as you're in the room, you can maneuver through the room.
Being on the ballot is a huge accomplishment.
Hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because I believe we have 30 nominees in our category this year. Prior, it was like 20 or 25, but there's
Hmm.
30 nominees in the category. That means that out of the hundreds of people that may have been nominated, when it was narrowed down and when the numbers were tallied up, you and the station ranked in the top 30.
Okay.
So that's huge. You've
Hmm.
already won in some capacity just
Yes,
by the representation on the ballot.
I agree. I was just saying this the other day with one of our shows. She was nominated for two different things in the award show, and I told her, like, granted, you want to win, but being nominated is
Yeah,
sometimes bigger because you're great. You're learning a new audience. People are gonna go click and be like, "Who is this
it's
person?"
additional visibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm just proud of that. Like it's making me feel like I'm going where I want to go, being up against people that I feel like are people that I looked up to in this
yeah,
industry. And being in the same category with the people that I look up to is like it's a blessing. It's like, okay, you're doing something right. So I appreciate that.
very well. Congratulations.
Thank you. So how do you all know who to find? I know you said everybody does their part, but just from the, let's say, your first year to into this, I'm sure you had to do a lot of the legwork yourself. How do y'all know who to look at to even get into a nomination?
So, initially, when we started the event, our nomination process was done through paper ballots
Really?
and a website.
Okay.
And again, this was 20 plus years ago.
Yeah.
So we had, because my business partner owned a record store, we had access to other record stores throughout the South. So we would send paper ballots out to those record stores, have people fill them in, and then have the stores mail them back to
Oh
us.
wow.
We would pay for the shipping and everything, but have the stores mail them back to us. In addition to us setting up our website during that time frame to create the ballot. So the way the process goes, long story, very short for artists that may be watching, for anyone in the entertainment industry that may tune into this later.
Hmm.
Our process is myself and Jesse and the team, we do not select who makes the ballot.
Gotcha. Okay.
You can go to our website during the time of nominations, which is southernentawards.com, and submit who you would like to see nominated in
Oh.
any category that is listed on there. Based on the number of submissions someone receives, they could potentially make the ballot
Really?
as a nominee. And a lot of people, you know, again, all things are not perfect, but at least there is something available for people to have.
Mhm.
Because if our platform didn't exist, one, we probably inspired others to create their platform.
Mhm.
But two, once we leave, what else is there for representation for independents and hardworking individuals throughout the South?
Yes.
You almost probably can't think of anything out there that represents the entire South. So what I will say is that it is challenging with each city or each state having 1,000 or two different artists and
Mhm.
individuals. How are you going to know who's really popping in the
Right,
city?
right.
And if you reach out to someone in the city, they're only going to tell you about the
The
people
ones
that
that they
they
know.
working with
Yep.
or the people that they know, and they still don't know everyone.
Mhm.
So going to our website is about the best way to get some form of a representation. And I know I've talked to an artist last week. She was like, how come I ain't never been on the ballot? Well, have you, one, I told her, well, you vanished from the entertainment industry for a little bit. Like you stopped promoting music and stopped
Mhm.
making music. And she was like, yeah, you're right, I did. But there were other circumstances that beyond her control that caused that.
Okay.
But what I did say is I'm always open for a conversation, open for a discussion. Let's talk through it. Here's my number. Here's the email. Here's the website with the information on it.
Mhm.
Because some people feel like, oh, I don't believe it should be a popularity contest. Or I don't feel like I should have people go nominate me. Well, probably in your instance, you didn't tell anyone to nominate
I
you.
had no clue.
The
So I'm
station didn't tell anyone to nominate them. And they are nominated because 9 times out of 10, when someone is on our website filling out a ballot, they see other categories and
Mhm.
they will nominate someone that they know in those other
because
categories.
the name is familiar.
Like radio station, online radio personality, podcast, anything like that. They will fill that out because they're paying attention to something that someone else is doing. And they feel that, oh, this is a great opportunity for me to recognize KELZ and hits 92.3 and so on and so forth.
That makes it even okay. So again, sometimes I'm like, should I pivot to something else because this is becoming stressful, this that, and the third. Then I hear these type of stories to where people nominate you, and I didn't even make a post saying, hey, go nominate me for this award show, and you said it's the top 30 of over hundreds of people, and I had no clue.
Throughout the entire South.
I
Yes.
was on air during this show one day and got a comment saying you guys are nominated. I was like, and I announced it right then on the. So yeah, I had no clue. So yeah, and I say this all the time too. People buy into people, not necessarily products and services. And I am very personable when I'm out. I do a lot in the communities that I'm in. So I always tell people like radio is the icing on the cake, but you got to do everything to mixing it up, and you got to be outside.
Yeah, you have to get out of your comfort zone, most importantly. You
Mhm.
got to walk into the rooms that you are unfamiliar in, even if you have to take a road trip by yourself.
Ooh.
I understand it's a little different for women than men. But when we first started the SEAs, I drove the entire South with flyers in the trunk of my
Really?
car and walked to clubs and through parking lots and put flyers on cars and everything like that.
That just gave me an idea.
And I'm still here.
I love it.
Times have changed a little bit.
Mhm.
Then I mean, we talking early 2000s, but still, I was in Mississippi, I was in Alabama, I was here in Georgia, and so many other places. And I also made it a point to attend events.
Okay.
And anytime I attend something, or for example, for today, I'm wearing a SEA shirt.
Okay.
You know,
Makes
because it's
sense.
just additional branding, it's additional visibility, it's free promotion opportunity. And why would I promote someone else more than I promote myself?
Mm, I love that. I love the fact that you said you got in your car and went to different states and passed out flyers. We never pass out flyers, and we're always talking about passing out flyers. And I'm like, I'm just talking about
And they're
going Camp
cheaper now.
Creek. Yeah, I'm thinking about Camp Creek, but I'm like, it would be fun to do a road trip of passing out flyers
Yeah, I
for the
mean, your
radio
station
station.
reaches
That would be so
beyond the
fun.
city,
Exactly. And that's why I
and
would say
therefore
that.
you have to. So, from a radio station perspective and an online radio station, most importantly, your advertisers can come from anywhere in the
Absolutely.
country.
Absolutely.
And if you feel that you have not, or you feel that you have capped out and tapped out of what's in your backyard, then you need to extend the landscape and the acreage in which of the ground that you cover.
That makes a whole lot of sense. And we haven't even stretched out the backyard. We haven't done that. And so that is a good way of putting that. And that is why you are still successful 22 years later. I feel like a lot of award shows may have come up under you. They probably won't say it publicly because they're trying to promote their own shows. But if someone lays out the groundwork and it works for them, everybody's always going to jump on board, jump
Yeah,
in
we
that
had
lane.
nothing prior to us to go off of, and each year we learn, we do something differently.
Hmm.
And what I will say is, if anyone reaches out to us, we're always available. And it's not like, I don't like the phrase gatekeeping, but if you are of good character, good intent, then I feel like information can and should be shared, because it is so many times, especially in our culture, that things were taken away from us due to lack of knowledge.
Okay. Okay. Now, another question I have too, it kind of tied into the young lady that was asking why she wasn't nominated this and the third. So there is one award show. So I have my different ups and downs with certain shows. The one show I particularly like because their categories are so small. So that makes you feel like you're in an elite running. They only put like 4 people out of the whole state. And so
I
it's
mean,
like
that's
if
what the
you get
Grammys
nominated,
does, I think, or so.
yeah, it makes you
yeah.
feel good. But the flip side to that is if it's only once a year, you may never get to be a part of that show. So that's the ups and downs of different ways that people do their award show. Is there a particular reason why you all chose bigger numbers versus smaller?
One, every nominee probably won't attend.
Uh,
So
okay.
when you increase the sample size, you get a better representation of accuracy.
Okay.
And it just, we're not in a venue or anything that confines how many people can buy a ticket
Mm-hmm.
to an extent. And yeah, we know that out of 960 people, if everybody were to come, we'd be up Shit's Creek.
Right.
Um,
That'd be a good problem to have.
that would be a very good problem to have. But once it's sold out, it's sold out.
Once it's sold out, are you sold out?
Close.
Okay. You want to tell them where they can get the tickets?
Yeah, you can get tickets at actually citywinery.com, where you can go to our website, southernentawards.com, and it's a direct link on the website.
So if you are not from Atlanta, City Winery is a prestigious type of place where,
It's a beautiful venue.
yeah, it's not just a regular event. I had an event space, so I have no shots at event spaces, but it's not like a regular event space that they just rent it out and they have to bring in tables and chairs and decorators. City Winery is a place where artists come and they might have a concert there. So big names have come in and out of City Winery. So if they're having it there,
And there's
it's
a
a big
city
deal.
winery in many major cities on this side of the Mississippi. So
Okay.
Atlanta, Chicago, Philly. There's a new one in Pittsburgh, Nashville, and so on. And our partnership with City Winery has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
And what I will say is, it's not every day we get to walk into many of the venues. We, as in African Americans and Black men and women, don't get a chance to walk into the venues in which we have walked into. So we've been at the Grand Casino, we've been at Harrah's, we've been in Biloxi at the IP Casino Resorts, we've been at the Memphis convention and theater and so many other places. And um, when you handle business, when you do things with good intent and good heart, great things will come.
I love that piece of advice. And everybody that, I mean, it isn't always just have to be because I am an entrepreneur. So it always comes off like we're only talking to entrepreneurs. But a lot of things that we say, you can utilize this with your jobs. You can utilize it with
Basic
your
life
home
skills.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not just entrepreneurship because people be like, well, I don't own a business. So sometimes I feel like your content, don't think about it so literal.
Mhm.
You can use this piece of information on anything that you do. Consistency. I love the fact that you have people that have been with you since day one. If you were to say that, we had some people, but mostly everybody fell off, then it's kind of like how family oriented, how loving is this company
Yeah.
if the people aren't even there from 20 years ago? So I love the fact that it is like a family feel. And one thing you said, you're not doing it for the money. I do like the fact that you have people in the categories because, again, I am big on the nominations itself. So, what would you suggest for someone who is new to learning about it and they want to get nominated the following year? Do you say that they would just go and nominate themselves? And how do they
Yeah.
find that
So,
out?
a couple things I would say is one, you don't have to be nominated to attend. So, don't wait until you're nominated to attend, because I
Mm,
think people that do that do a disservice to themselves. Oh, I'm not attending because I'm not performing. I'm not going to, I think it's very self centered.
mm,
I think it's a little vain, and I think it's slightly shallow when you have that mindset, because you do not know what potential future relationship you can build again by being in the room.
mm-hmm.
Um, and also, when we show up for others the way we want people to show up for us, there's a long term domino effect that occurs,
Mm.
and it can become quite contagious. I show up to so many events and places and everything like that. Um, so I'll get that out the way. The next thing I'll say is, if you want to be nominated, nominations start in June at southernentawards.com. All the information is there. If there's a question that you have that cannot be answered on the website, you can just email us, or you can even call 615
Mm.
669 0012. Don't call right now because we're in this interview, but 615 669 0012. Don't call on Sundays during football season. Don't
Leave a
call at
message.
3 a.m. because I know people be like, I just got out the studio and, I want you to hear this record. And as an artist, don't always contact people to inquire about how can you perform.
Mm.
Ask other questions or continue the conversation beyond that performance. Once I tell people, oh, all performance slots are filled, that's the end of the conversation with so many people.
Really?
And
I
like,
can
you
see.
don't even want to come to the event. You can't buy a 30, 40, 50, $60 ticket, whatever,
Mhm.
for your career when there's media outlets that will be there that may
Mm.
not have heard of you, that you can network with program directors, promotion directors from radio stations. That investment could turn to thousands of dollars and so much more. I mean, I'll say this, aside from the SEAs, I'm also a music supervisor for an independent film company. How many music supervisors do most artists know? None.
None.
What is a music supervisor? Well, our job is to place music in television and film.
Okay.
So I'm currently working on a TV series called Girls Need Love. Um, and I have 7 films under my belt that I've sourced music for. So a lot of music supervisors you can't contact. So if you're an artist, coming to the event is a great way to connect with the music supervisor. And not
Mhm.
saying we have to have a 30-minute conversation at the event, because I probably won't be able to do that, but I will give you my information and we can carry the conversation from there.
And that makes a whole lot of sense. You just put me onto something because I don't go to a lot of events. And that's a great way to look at it. If someone doesn't know who you are, that's the very first thing you should do is go to a place where people can now learn who you
Yeah.
are.
Why do you want
Never
to?
crossed my
Why do
mind
you want to
before.
be on our ballot and you never been?
Yes.
It doesn't logically. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
seem right. The math ain't math, and you want to be a part of something, but you've never been. And we've been here for 2 decades. You have had 22 years to come
Come to
see
at
about
least
us.
one.
We've been in Memphis. We've been in Nashville. We're in Atlanta. We've been in Tunica, Mississippi. We've been in Biloxi, Mississippi. So we and if you're new, if you don't know, I understand. If you never heard of us, what I will say is we apologize for not doing our job and our due diligence to share the information as broad as we can.
Yeah.
We try our best. We run ads. Click those ads that we run too. That means a lot. But we will continue to strive. My goal is to reach our 50th event.
That's what I'm talking
But it
about.
will not happen without everyone that is watching and everyone that is listening.
I love it. So outside of the actual award ceremony, is there a build up to the day? Is there anything going on that
Yes.
weekend?
So the weekend, I saw that Drum is performing over at Aisle 5. So we're going to go over to support Drum. If you don't know who Drum is, you need to go check
Go
his
over there.
Instagram out. I think his IG is Shelly,
Okay.
because that was a former / inside name. But Drum
Okay.
is a very talented R&B artist. He will be here that Thursday. On Friday, which is the 16th, we are over at Wicked Wolf for a party.
Okay.
Right downtown. That Saturday, we are headed over to Bosque to support Big Oomp and their team because Oomp Camp has come up right along the SEAs,
I
and
love it.
we have carried their CDs and music for so long.
Uh-huh.
They've won multiple awards. So shout out to Oomp, Jelly, Monte, all the team
I was
over
just
there.
about to say that.
Yeah. And then that evening, the We the Ones comedy tour is here in town, but we're also planning a party for that evening. So that hasn't been finalized yet.
Okay.
Sunday, prior to the awards, we're going over to Vinyl Fiends to support them at Ponce Market, second floor. So DJ Silver Night and Vinyl Fiends, they will be having some bubblies and
Okay.
vinyl sales. And so go over there,
Nice.
shop with Black business. We want our people to spend their dollars throughout the community. And if you don't have tickets, you can go over there and also register to win 2 tickets to the Southern Entertainment Awards. You can start
Nice.
as early as today.
I love it, love it, love it. And I love the fact that you want to keep it Black owned. Because I think a lot of places, and I started that way. I was like, I didn't want to say too much of it just being Black because I was like, I want to reach all audiences. And I'm like, but you don't even be around that many other races. So what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Our music is not for everybody else. So I've gotten years ago to where I'm comfortable and proud that we are a Black owned radio station. And we want to support other Black personalities because you notice I don't really have any other races, and it's not like if one came to me, I'm like, no, because you're this, you can't come. But I do try to push it to our people.
And
So I appreciate that you do
considering
that.
how much is being done in attempts to suppress and remove and erase, it is important.
It's important. With you being in the music industry and with the award shows of dealing with artists and all that. One question, real quick, is completely off topic because I'm not going to talk a lot about it. It's still brand new. But have you seen Sinners?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so do you feel
So
like
again,
I don't want to?
I'm in film, I'm in music.
Okay.
So I watch damn near everything that comes out.
Okay, I
it
love
is
it.
also a great way for me to decompress. I enjoyed Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, and I love the numbers at the box office because, again, we as African Americans, Black people, we
Mhm.
need those numbers for future creators.
Yes, absolutely.
I I love the film. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one thing I did
I'ma
want to.
go
It's
see
not
it
going to
again,
give it.
too.
It's not going to get. I have to go see it again from a
Yeah.
conversation I had last night. There is one particular scene. It's not going to give away the movie, but they're in a juke joint. I'm always with my mental of Color Purple. They're in the juke joint, and at one point they're doing like I don't want to call it. What is not slavery music? My sister be like, "You so racist to your own people." What is it
I
called?
mean,
Juke joint type music. Think about the Color Purple when they had Sealy and jazz, old school jazz. There's a
jazz, Negro spirituals,
transition,
all of
Negro
that. Yeah.
spirituals. There is a transition in this movie. To me, was the absolute best part of the entire movie, where it showed like back in the day how music started all the way to music right now.
Yep.
It went from how they used to dance with the ladies with the long dresses to
It
twerking and
was almost
brilliant.
So, did you see it in IMAX?
I did.
Okay.
I
Yes,
did.
I did see it in IMAX. So if anyone is watching and you
Brilliant.
haven't seen it, please go see it in IMAX. It matters.
Yes.
And if you're like, well, IMAX costs too much, find the day that Regal or AMC does discounts for tickets. It's typically
Yes.
Tuesdays. So
And we went on a Tuesday.
Yeah, yep.
She went to one theater. I went to another because we was both doing solo dates.
but
We went to
the
one and it was
transitions-
$10 tickets.
Yeah, the transitions in
Brilliant.
there were it was almost reminiscence of Kendrick's performance at Super Bowl, where they
Mhm.
went from the X to the O to the, yeah.
Yes. So the reason I mention that is because with the show being 22 years old, do you feel like, well, I'm sure I'm answering my own question. Do you feel like it's drastically different 22 years ago to where it is right now?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, when we first started, we didn't implement a dress code or anything like that.
Mm.
We had people almost come as they are,
Mm-hmm.
and then we started implementing dress code. Like it's an award ceremony
Yeah.
because anytime again, I'm so black. Anytime you bring us together,
Uh-huh.
the expectation is that bad will come. Thank you for so many others that have ruined that.
Mhm. I post them
Um,
all the time.
But it is what it is, and
Mhm.
this being Mental Health Month, it's important
Hmm.
that we take care of our mental in any state. Now, back to what I was saying is I want people to see Black excellence. I want people to see us celebrating one another, coming together and looking ever so amazing.
Hmm.
So, because we deserve and are better than what people depict us as.
Absolutely.
So, are there people that still wear jeans? Maybe. But I mean, when you go into certain venues, some people feel that they need to dress
Yes.
a certain way.
They're
when
gonna
you
already
come
know
to
when they
City
find out.
Winery, I mean, I'm seeing full ball gowns,
Nice.
tuxedos,
Nice.
everything, and yeah, it's our event has definitely matured
Okay.
because younger days were younger days. And as you get older, you definitely mature in that.
I'm glad you said that because that was going to be the segue into that question is, do you feel like you've changed the direction of how the show goes? Like, was it more hip hop then? Were you focused on that performance wise? If it is a Black excellence, two questions. One is kind of off from this question.
Mhm.
Some of the nominees that you have, is there ever like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they made it? Like this music is trash, or they ain't really popping, they're just popular.
I've invested just personally. So when the ballot does come out, because I don't put it out, I don't make it,
Hmm.
I cascade it out for people to digest. But I have made it a point to listen to and search as many nominees as possible
Okay.
and check them out and everything like that. And 9 times out of 10, they did make the ballot for a reason.
Good. Okay.
And ultimately, there's always going to be someone that says, I should have made it because I'm better than them. I
Always
appreciate how you feel about yourself. Confidence
be the star of your own show.
is awesome. But maybe they did something a little different. Or I start going down the list. Have you attended? No.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know when the nominations are? No. Do you follow us on Instagram?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's
And
where,
then they're asking
do
all
you know
these
what our
questions.
website is? Like, those are things you probably need to check for yourself. And someone's calling right now, so there's no telling. But again, we can do our best and probably a little better at educating and putting the information out there, which is why shows like this matter.
Yes.
But I've never looked at the ballot and said, how?
Good. Okay.
You know,
I was wondering.
I've looked at the ballot and I've saw people like you said, there's personalities and stations that you feel are far greater than you. But I think the winner was going to win regardless.
Absolutely.
Whether it's this year, last year, or next year. So that's what I'll say. I've been satisfied with everything that we have done for the past 22 years in some capacity, because we've touched so many people. We have distributed, man, I couldn't even tell you, probably 800 plus awards over the past 2 decades. And we've seen people in their day one. So we've seen a Yo Gotti on day one. We've seen a Nicki Minaj on day one. We've seen Gucci. We've seen Kinfolk Kia Shine. We've seen All-Star Lido. We've seen so many people. DJ Drama day one, you know, when he was living in the old Fourth Ward, I went to his house and picked up mixtapes from him and everything. You know, and where they are now, Drummer Boy, like that, Key Glock, Dolph, RIP, Boo, Chat, like the list just goes on. And the memories and the experiences will forever be near and dear to my heart. And it's been a blessing to be able to do what we have been able to do for 2 decades. I don't think anyone can say that.
And that is something to I guess I don't want, do I say mimic? Do you see when you have other award shows coming up behind you, is it flattering? Do you feel like, you know, we created a lane that, because again, there's not a lot of award shows in Atlanta. Like, of course, award shows are everywhere, but just here in Atlanta, there might be one that I know of personally, might have been around going on maybe 8-9 years. And then you have others that's like, you know, new into like 2-3 years.
Yeah.
But just watching them come up.
You know what
out
I
of
do
the blue.
wish? One thing, because I don't know of all the award ceremonies that exist out there, especially here in the South. I try my best to learn about them. Sometimes I hear about them kind of like a little late, but I would love for those of us that host awards to have conversations about the nuances of our events, because there's probably more similarities than differences when you really think about it, because I feel that we could be better together. Like, you're doing yours, I'm doing mine, but some of your hurdles are still my hurdles, and we could talk about that. Or some of the things I had to deal with, you may have to deal with. I can give you a heads up.
Yeah.
You know, and it only makes us better. Again, I'm not a fan of the phrase
gatekeeping.
Exactly. Because we can help each other so much, and there is enough of the pie for everyone.
I wish people would learn that.
And you holding back, like, you can't do anything humanly possible to stop greatness. It's going to happen anyway. What God has for people, he has it for them. You can't block no blessing. Period. No matter how hard you try, the sun will always come through the darkness at the end of the tunnel. Helping someone get there faster is how you bless yourself. So any ceremonies, any event coordinators, founders, like, let's talk. Again, southernentawards.com, 615-669-0012. I would love to attend your events, and I'm not asking for anything free. I will buy my ticket.
Period.
Because I believe in supporting us in our culture and the creatives that exist in it. Because again, it is a blessing to be able to do what we have been able to do for so long. And again, let's wrap. So I don't have a fear. If someone is doing another ceremony, if they pop up tomorrow, I support them. If they doing it for the wrong intention or wrong reasons, it will eventually fall. There's nothing I have to do. I'm a man of faith, so I believe in those things, and I've seen it happen. So yes.
I love it. And Gennaro, I will say within this last 30 minutes, I've learned so much. So I can understand why your businesses are flourishing the way that they are, because your knowledge, you're compassionate about what you
trial and error.
And that's
Learn
what it
by
takes.
mistake. Yeah.
That's what it takes. And just
Fog it up.
being, again, I say this a million times and I'll say it a million more. People buy into people, not products and services. So I want to learn more about you simply by just you talking. And you're talking about the business, you're talking about the award show, but it's helping me so much in where I need to go as far as radio, and we're not even in the same realm. So keep being you.
Thank you.
Keep blessing everybody around you, and even those that don't know you, because you didn't know me.
Right.
And I wish you the best in everything that you do.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Definitely appreciate the opportunity. My goal is I'm just trying to be a light out here.
You are. You're definitely a light.
I just want to help.
Yeah. And I want to talk about some of the movie credits, but I'm going to wait till 3 a.m. like he said. Don't call him at 3. I'm like, hey, man, you sleep?
I'm probably up, but I'm not going to answer. Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. Tell the people where to find you, and one more time where to get tickets if they still want to attend.
Yeah, so you can get tickets at citywinery.com. It's pretty straightforward, easy. You can go to the box office. They're right in Ponce Market. So those of you that are in town, you can go over there to the box office. There should be tickets available the day of the show. If not, if the event is sold out the day of the show, I might be able to help you, but you need to get there at 5 o'clock. So doors open up at 5. Show will start about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and should be over by about 9 or 9:30. We have some great performers at the show from various parts of the South, I'll say.
Okay.
I'm not going to say all across the country, but southernentawards.com. You can follow us on social media at SEA_awards. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. Again, this is Gennaro with the... Take a quick break. You're listening to The L.I.C.K Show with your girl, KELZ.
Thank you.
My name is Joey H. This is the headband, and this is our submission for Tiny Desk. This song is called Tour Bus, and I wrote this about taking this all over the world and where music can take us. Tricked out my tour bus, tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus, tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus, tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out, tricked out, tricked out. I tricked out, I tricked out, I tricked out. I tricked out, I tricked out, I tricked out. Yeah. Dan Ron Shoddy, I dare someone to stop me. Dare someone to jump and I throw it home. Sprinting full of winners, hit the map on my mobile phone. Paradise the extra, we can stop cause we very close. Shaking hands with a fan on the west coast. They ask, am I nervous and for rap what I want most? Anxiously, I smile and laugh, try to think about an answer. It's basically like, I want it all, I need the rain to flee. Been under dark clouds so much it's been a pain to see. Patient, but I'm 28, I'm pacing around the question. Bro, I need some payments, G, back to it. I'm like, man, I just wanna live. Show the world to my girl and our future kids. So I'm on road, got a show to kill, moves to make. He bought a tea and said, good luck, I know you're making life. Checked out my tour bus. I checked out my tour bus. I checked out my tour bus. I checked out my tour bus. Checked out my tour bus. Checked out. I checked out. Woo! True story, started this record back in 17. Rapping about everything I never seen. Tried to write it down so I could make it happen. Now me and Mike on flights to Denver for the tour of madness. Now that is magic, should've stayed with all is possible. So watch your every move, it's only right, I gotta prove. Believe it's right, I mean these people with OTs. From my 40 days of sleep of faith. Started with these writings just to formulate a better life for me and mine. It's been a climb, but we still going. Thankful for every moment, glad we make it every morning. Now we rewarded for the free shows we prayed on. These C notes, one dive in my wallet like free throws. I prayed for this. Now this time here, feel like the greatest. Years later, we still singing the same. Taking risks, catalogs and passion. And remember when we happened to trick out my tour bus. Tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out my tour bus. Yeah. Tricked out my tour bus. 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 Let's rock. Tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out. I tricked out. Tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out. I tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out. Tricked out. Tricked out. I 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 tricked out. Woo! Tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus. Tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus. I tricked out my tour bus. Thank you.
Your friends and family will never know the truth. Like I up and left a good nigga out the blue. Already reaching out to women and the girls, I said forget it with you. Never seen it, never understood. Wish I could hurt you, but you'll never notice pain. Wish I could change you, but for me you stay the same. Wish I could take your heart and rip it, that's the least of what I'm feeling. But you good cause you got hoes you can't complain to. Can't believe that I ever tried to save you. Straight from mommy to Diana's little baby. It's my fault, I can't admit it. Stay too long and too committed. Man, I should've fucked that one nigga, at least he had good credit. Every time I let some shit slide, my soul died. Every text message I seen, I swear my soul died. And what I'ma have left to love on me now? And damn, I hope this shit just make your dad proud. And you ain't good for me, that's why I keep grinding. Wish this choice was harder, but you keep lying. We've been through so much, that shit don't mean nothing. When you fuck it up, that shit don't mean nothing. Now I'm back to loving me on my own. That's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone. That's cool. I don't know now what I want from a nigga. That's cool. Cause I know I gotta grow on my own. That's cool. Let me feel good to be writing the song. That's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone we know. That's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. And that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe. And that's cool. And that's cool. 100 times I don't look like a fool. Want the hoes to know it wasn't you. That nigga got something to prove. You thought that you win, but you lose. Baby can choose. Be just a tool, but somehow and that's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone, and that's cool. I don't know now what I want from a nigga, and that's cool. Cause I know I gotta grow on my own, yeah, that's cool. Got me feel good to be right in the zone, and that's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone we know, and that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe, and that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe, and that's cool. Now I'm back to loving me on my own, that's cool. I ain't even gotta pick up the phone, and that's cool. I can worry about what I want from niggas, that's cool. If I don't know what I want on my own, that's cool. Damn, it feel good to be right in the song, and that's cool. Wish I could send it to everyone you love, and that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe, and that's cool. Tell your mama that her son is a hoe, that's cool.
2.3, and we were talking about being the star of your own show. We had Gennaro come in with the C Awards, and he kind of segued into what we were already talking about as far as doing more for yourself and more for your business. One thing that he did say that I took away is traveling different places and passing out business cards. I know I'm even one that felt like business cards were so old. Like, are we really still doing business cards? And so maybe that is the thing that we need to go back to doing is passing out business cards, passing out flyers, showing up at places is another thing that he taught me because I don't like to go to a lot of places. And he said, if somebody doesn't know you and you want to get in the room with certain people, what's the quickest way to do that? Get in the room. And I'm like, that I really felt dumb when he said it because I literally wasn't thinking like that's all you really have to do. And you don't have to show up because I am a full believer in certain things when you get to certain levels, you can't show up to every certain thing because it kind of makes you lose your exclusivity and the value. But if there's certain rooms that you need to get in that you have outgrown in other rooms and you don't feel like you're going to be the big person in the room, just start showing up. People are going to recognize your face, have conversations. That was the other question I wanted to ask him. With him being able to go out and from state to state and pass out flyers, how does he just approach? Like, I'm an approachable person, but I don't go out and I don't talk to people when I go places. If I know it's somebody that I've probably talked to previously is going to be there, then I go find that person. For instance, when we went to Cirque Atlanta, I know the owner. So I was quick to go try to find the owner so I can introduce myself face to face. We had Sheen magazine there. I talked to the editor director, and I went to go find her because I knew her. Now, if I didn't know the owner and I didn't know the director of the magazine, would I still have made my way to go find them and introduce myself? Probably not. So if you are one of those people that aren't good at talking to people, there was something that I did that I'm literally going to go back to. I had t-shirts made and it said, ask me about my radio station. Ask me about my radio show. People are going to read that and that will bring people to you. I've worn it a couple of places and I stopped doing it because I got tired of answering the question. But it literally works. I'm telling you, people are literally going to walk up to you and want to know, what is this about? So if you are a person that is shy, you're a little bashful, you're a little introverted, and you feel like if people don't know you, you're not going to speak, wear something with your brand that stands out. Just like Gennaro came in with the C Awards shirt on. Wear your brand. If you are a hairstylist, if you are in radio, if you are a doctor, whatever it is that you're trying to promote, if you're not a person that's going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, my name is Sunshine and here's my toothbrush," and if you don't have a whole spiel, then wear something that is going to get you noticed. And I ain't saying come with your butt out. Maybe I should have said that differently. Promote your brand. Hand out a flyer, hand out a business card and start it that way.
I love to just say, like, practice it. Practice
Mhm.
that. What I do with
Mhm.
that, I've practiced that so many times
Mm.
that my daughter says she takes toothbrushes to school and she'll give them to people and she'll say, "Here's a all hustle, no fear toothbrush. Keep my mom's name in your mouth."
Even a daughter says it. I love it.
Because I've practiced it to the point where it's it's natural at this
Mhm.
point. I think sometimes the thing that scares you is that you're like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to say. Practice it.
Yep.
We have something called a elevator pitch,
Mhm.
you know, and get your elevator pitch together. That little 2 or 3 sentences that explains exactly who you are and why they want to know you.
Mhm.
You
And
know
I
what I
got to go
mean?
back to that with the station because I remember years ago I asked you what yours was. You was like, I don't ask anybody that anymore.
Right.
I
And
haven't
because
done
you
that in
asked me that,
years.
though, when you ask me now,
You
what's
have
my
it.
elevator
You got
pitch?
it
It's
down pat.
immediate.
Yep.
Because guess what I'm not going to do? Get put in another situation where I don't know what my elevator pitch
Mhm.
is.
Yep.
All
And
Hustle No Fear is After Dark Radio in the morning.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
it's very simple and it's to the point.
Yep. Mine used to be my show is all reality now. Mine used to be a break from reality. We talked about relationships, but it was on the lighter. It wasn't mental health type of relationship conversations.
So
We
you've
talked about
rebranded.
like back then. Oh, yeah, it's rebranded now.
Yeah,
But
but
it
you've
was
also
that way for a
grown.
reason because I wanted something that would everything with me. I want to be like it makes you think. So even with the name, you're gonna always think it's something sexual, and it's literally the complete opposite. Love is cool with Kels. Even with a break from reality, that was self-explain. I didn't have to explain that. It's literally a
But
break from reality.
But
We did.
also think of where you were in your life at that point. You
I were
needed a
married.
break
Yep.
from reality. What you
Uh
were
huh.
doing was where you were. Where you
And we
are
were right
right
in COVID.
now, right. And where you are right now and what you're doing right now is it's right on spot on with what you're doing with your show. It makes sense, Kels.
Mm-hmm.
Like you move in your motion, like you
Yep.
stay in your waters. You're not
And I
trying to
ain't
do
trying.
something that's not on
Exactly. I
brand.
wish people wouldn't realize that about me. Sometimes I have conversations online and it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's everything. I wish people would understand. Kels is very strategic. Everything about me is strategic. I may not move fast like everybody else, but just know I don't know how to cook, so I can't give you no type of ingredients. But it's always gumbo in my head. I'm doing this on on this side for a reason. If I'm doing this on this side, it's for I'm not the type of person that's just gonna jump out there and just do stuff. If you see me moving, you don't know how long I thought about it. It didn't come in my mind yesterday and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this today because I thought about it yesterday and I think it's a cool idea. No, I probably sat on it for months to maybe a year and I sat back and I watched and I saw and I thought about it and I researched it. Now I'm ready to make a move to where somebody might be like, "Oh, Kels, that was such a great idea." Blah blah blah. I just didn't say much, or I talked about it before and I didn't make a move. So now I'm doing my research online. Questions that I ask online, shock value stuff that I say online, it's me being crazy, but it's literally strategic. I had one question that I asked, and a guy was like, I'm so sick of these type of questions, blah, 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 blah. And I literally said to him, like, I have a whole radio show. I need content. Like, I'm asking this question for a specific reason. Rather people get tired of the 50-50 split question, you're going to get somebody that's going to give you something different within that question. So everything about me is strategic. And it's going to make sense to me. I don't need it to make sense to anybody else. It's going to make sense to me because this might be the last piece of information I need to make a move for what I want to do. So I always say, like, think one, I mean, some people are good at jumping out there and just doing things. I'm not one of those people. I need to make sure it's going to, I don't like spending my own money. So trial and error in a financial standpoint is not going to work for me. I need to do my A through Z research if I got to spend my money. So I'm not going to jump out there for that. Ideals and stuff, I'll test it out and I'll see how it works and then maybe I don't do it, but I that's just how I move. Um Again, being the star of your own show is sometimes you got to take all the bullets. You got to be the punching bag. You got to be the one to get paid last. You got to be the one to get noticed last or you have to be the one to get noticed first. You got to be the one to get paid first. You got to like it just depends on what you're doing to where if you're going to be the star, obviously it has to work. It has to make sense. Um Gennaro just he's got my mind is like going in so many different directions right now because I was feeling like I'm at a place, and I don't know if everybody has seen. I'm no, I'm always jumping. I don't know if anybody has seen the Uber story. I don't know what it's called, but it's a whole show. It came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where he started Uber, and everybody thought it was such a dumb idea. This man didn't do no research. They were trying to shut him down. He was getting fined left and right to a point where they had to trick the government. They had to do some illegal stuff under the table to try to maneuver around because they kept getting cited for everything that they were trying, to a point where uh, they had no choice but to team up. On top of that, competition comes when they see something is starting to work. Whether you started it, everybody's going to laugh at you. It's stupid, it's dumb, go get a job, XYZ. Once you start making sense of it, somebody is going to jump onto your bandwagon, and they're going to compete against you and try to do the same exact thing. The only thing with them is they came in, of course, you're going to have your prices cheaper. So they came in. Lyft came about. Their prices were way cheaper. They had something on the car. It was the mustache they had at first, so that people could like notice the difference. It wasn't just a regular car. You know that's Lyft. Then they started with the LED things on. So they came bigger and better than Uber because they're the competition. Now, what happened with the star of the show is he went over and beyond celebrating where he was and bragging about where he was, where he just got beside himself. People were coming in. He had Google coming in. Everybody wanted to team up. And he kept trying to negotiate these deals in his favor because it was fun to him now. Like, he's like, everybody wants to work with me. Everybody wants to do this. Everybody wants to do that. This man got voted out of his own business. So the original owner and creator of Uber is not even the director today, the owner today. That's why I said I'm a little nervous about taking hits to another level, is losing control of it, even though I would be making way more money. So that's why I say we shouldn't be too passionate about businesses, because business is supposed to be business, personal is personal. But because this is my first real business that I've ever had, it's very personal. So if somebody was to be like, if you can get somebody in here and you can start to make hundreds of thousands of dollars, why don't you just get you a business partner or a silent partner or investors? And I want all that stuff because I want to be able to do what I want to do. But when you're playing with people money, they have a say. And sometimes their say is going to put you in the background like, look, we do this. We know what we're doing. You just sit back and collect your money and let us do what we're doing. Then I done lost the vision of where we are because they feel like it should be this way. Maybe you should open it up to everybody. Maybe you should put it downtown where like now our hosts have to go pay for parking, or they got to pay for this, or now I'm in these glass buildings over here and now the shows have to pay, I don't know, 600 a month now. So the price of fame can be high, the price of growth can be high just as well. So determine how you want to be the star of your show. And I have not even touched the surface. When I felt like I touched the max, and I said this for a while, I felt like I was touching the max of where hits can go when I haven't even touched the surface. I thought I was at the roof, like you barely put the carpets down. And we're 6 years in. That makes me excited because it's still new and there's so many opportunities that it can go without even having to include investors and sponsors. So I'm extremely excited about that. Extremely excited about the possibilities. If you, again, are a person that does not like to speak highly of yourself, you don't give yourself your own roses and your own flowers, start doing that. I am talking to myself. I don't give myself enough flowers and roses. You notice it in my captions now. I try to do that so that I'm like, at least I'm saying it in a caption, or I'll say it in a mirror, but I never like have a conversation be like, I got one of the dopest radio stations in Atlanta. I used to always feel guilty to say that, even though no matter where I would go, people have heard of Hits 92.3. Even if they haven't, they know this purple. Like, it has always been purple. We went from a place where the entire building was purple, all the walls, hallway, everywhere you went in that place, you couldn't see purple. So in my mind, again, that was strategic. When you see the color purple, Hits 92.3 is gonna come to your mind. If you go to a restaurant, like, oh, that makes me think of Hits. That's what I always wanted with the purple. So anything that you do, be strategic, make it make sense, and be the star of your show. I'm like, I really, really want to spend May. I'm focusing on 30 days. I'm not focusing on a whole lifestyle change where I'm going to celebrate where I am in the moment that I'm in. I was a little down earlier because my baby was down, so that made me a little sad. And then I'm one of those people, when I get sad about one thing, I start thinking about everything else that has nothing to do with whatever I'm sad with right here. Again, I'm just an emotional person. If I'm going to be sad, I might as well go hard or go home. I'm just going to think about everything else. And so my baby came into play. Hits 92.3 came into play. And I'm like, what am I going to do? Should I continue to do this? Should I pivot because everybody's in podcasts? Should I just join where the trend is because podcasting is the trend? And can I say that while we're here? Can y'all please stop calling us a podcast studio? I have nothing against podcast studios. We actually offer podcast services. If you cannot do a live show, but you want a show here at Hits 92.3, we offer podcast services, but we are not a podcast studio. We are a live radio station. What you're hearing, what you're seeing is live right now. Sometimes I say some things and I'd be like, why did you say that live? That's the difference between podcasting and live radio. Yeah, you can't take it back. You can't edit it out. You can, but you got to figure out, like, somebody might be recording your show too. You done said something, now they about to, ooh, let me hurry and screen. You got screen recording. Whatever you say in live radio, you cannot take back. So when you see people are sitting in their cars talking, you see people sitting in their living room and at their kitchen tables. Again, nothing wrong with it, but it is not what we do here. I know some podcasting, they offer phone calls. You call it a cell phone, but we have it here. It's live call-ins. So I try not to take too much offense to it now, but I thought about it. If I'm the star of my own show, I got to make sure people respect my brand. It's not a podcast. It's a live radio show.
And who
So
started that?
what?
Who kept bringing that to everybody's attention?
What you?
Yes.
Okay, well, Sunshine brought that to everybody's
I did,
attention.
but
Because I don't never let people call it a podcast, but
I noticed when we first started doing this that everybody kept saying podcast, and I
No,
was
they
just
never
like,
used to say that until podcasts became big.
well,
That's when I was just like, where is this coming
and
from?
I had to start telling people when we would bring people in, hey,
Mhm.
you're not a podcast. I want you to understand that when you come in here, a podcast is you can pre-record, you can stop and go, and if you can't think of something, you can stop and look up the information. What
Mhm.
you are saying right now is live.
And you can't
There
take
is
it
a
back.
such thing as dead air. We cannot have dead air. You have to be ready to talk about something in the midst of the power going out.
Mhm.
The camera's not working.
Come on, somebody.
The mics popping in and out. Your guests
Ooh.
not showing up on time because you only on air from this time to that time. And if I told you to be in studio at 9:15, I'm off at 9:45. If you walk in at 9:40, guess what? I'm not interviewing you.
Yep. And I think that is the biggest thing that I don't say, that I didn't even think about, is the time span with podcasting. Most people do when they pay to have somebody film their podcast, they probably pay for up to 3 hours. And that's because you got time to figure out what you're doing. You got time to run this back. With us, when you have live radio, it's somebody back to back to back with you, to where if you have an hour show, quote unquote, you really only have 50 minutes that you have to be in and out so that the next person can get in on time. So I think that is the thing, the major thing outside of it being live is a time frame. You have to be on time. Like sometimes, again, some days I'm running in here, like I might be in the studio, but I'm not ready to go live right at 12 o'clock. And I'm just like, okay, I got to figure that out when we go to break. That's the difference. With podcasts, you can just record it, upload it later, and tell the world, hey, make sure you watch my show at such and such. And I think because of those two things, people think it's the same because they're promoting, you can watch my show at this time, and you can watch my show at that time. But we're live versus cleaning it up, making it pretty, putting it on a platform, and then seeking for people to check it out. I don't know how many people are listening and watching right now because it's live. I don't get to go and say, hey, make sure you tune in because I had such and such, and girl, wait till you hear what they said. I don't know what they're gonna say yet. It ain't happened yet. So that is the major differences. That is the biggest thing to me is the time. You got to be a real planned out person to do a good. Anybody can do a live show. You can come in here and talk your way through an episode. Sometimes you can tell when somebody's just kind of winging it.
Oh, you really can tell. Let's not say
Yeah,
sometimes. You can tell
you
when
can
a
tell when
person is
somebody's
prepared.
winging it.
But before you say that, it's the thing about the time thing too. Another reason why I tell our people when they come in here to hold your head up and say that this is a radio show, not a podcast. With that time thing, guess what? A podcast, oh, you can say whenever it's going to come out and the person can watch it at their leisure.
At their
At
leisure.
their leisure.
Yep.
You are on every week at a very particular time. So
Mhm.
you have to convince people to stop what they are doing to listen to you at
At
that
this time.
particular time.
Yep.
That
Mhm.
that is power.
Yep.
That is real influence
Mhm.
because a person has added you to their schedule.
Exactly.
It's not just, oh, I'm not doing nothing. Let me go look this up and let me go see what the next episode was. It's, oh no, Sunshine is live right now. KELZ is live right now.
Mhm.
And they are willing to omit and stop anything else that they're doing or to add you to what they are doing because of what you are talking about.
Exactly.
That is live radio.
And that's
So
beautiful.
again, don't call me a podcast. No disrespect to you podcasters out there.
No disrespect.
But what I do is different. I'll give one
It
more and I'll
takes-
add one more to it too.
Mhm.
You can be a podcast and you can do an episode this month. You can do another episode next month. You can do another episode in 6 months from that.
Mhm.
As live radio, you said this is a show about bigging yourself up. As live radio, I'm about to hit 1,000 episodes.
Mhm. And
The
another thing to add to
consistency
that
is so
too.
different.
Yeah, add to that too. You say you could do it once a month. You can do a podcast and you can record 4 episodes in one day and you never have to do it again. And you can break that up into 30-minute sessions, but you had that 3-hour time span that you did. But the difference with that is you lose the engagement. You can get it in the comments on the back end, but to have somebody engage with you in person, let's say you have a podcast and you had an amazing show and I'm watching this show and I wish I could talk to you. I wish I could ask you a question or give you my feedback on something and I can't because I'm watching something that was pre-recorded. So that's another difference too is the live interaction. We've had men call in during the show and give their suggestions and also ask questions. They be like, "What do you why do women do such and such?" If they watch this in playback, they can't get an answer from me because it's already happened. So again, that is the differences between live radio and podcast and I want you to put some respect on our name for real.
Please put some respect on Hits 92.3
Mhm.
because not even the amount of work that we're putting in, but the amount of shows that are out there because they came through us. Please respect the fact that we got them talking into the mic, right? You know what I'm saying? Scheduling out their show, thinking of having an intro and an outro.
Mhm.
Like, please put some respect on our name because of a lot of people, they a little bit crispier.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So don't act like Hits ain't like we should big ourselves up more. We do need to be in the building
Exactly.
more. You know what I mean? Because
And can I give Hits the roses? I never give Hits his roses. A lot of people in Atlanta have gotten their start in media and entertainment because of Hits 92.3. I'm one of those people that I'm still going to be that way because sometimes I just want to chill because I'm always working. But I've always been, if I come to your event and you're a part of Hits or you used to be a part of Hits, don't tell nobody who I am because I don't want to get people asking me questions when it's your moment. I don't think I'm ever going to change that. And I don't think it has anything because you're being the star of your show. I don't need to be the star of your show at that moment. But the reason I used to do that is because sometimes I just want to chill and see what's going on without someone having to change their demeanor of how they're going to act with knowing I'm in the room. I do love that when I go places and Hits is getting the recognition they deserve, or the shows are getting the recognition that they deserve. It's so many times that I've interviewed new people coming in, and they were like, I didn't know what the station was, but when I started doing my research, I found the Hood Unicorn." Or I know it because the Hood Unicorn is part of it. So when I hear those type things, I'm like, okay, we're doing something right, and she actually loves what she's doing because she's actually promoting it. So when I look up and down my timeline and I see hosts at different stations, or they're doing bigger things than just radio, they might be off of that now. Now they're going to movie premieres, and they're looking to get into movies, and they're doing this and they're doing that. It's like I'd be like a proud mama to be like they had their start here at Hits 92.3. And there's so many. I wish I could tally up the amount of people that have walked through any of the millions of doors that we've had. But from 2019, which is not even that long ago, from 2019 to 2025, I wish I could tally up from guests to hosts to co-hosts to videographers to assistants to people entourages that came when we had DJ shows. Just if I could tally up how many people have associated themselves with Hits, I'd probably be like over the moon.
Yeah.
What you
Hey,
laughing?
so cause you was like all the many doors, right?
Man.
So look, when I be talking to people, I be like, "What you talking about from the other
Yeah.
station or the
I
other
do
other
too.
other station? Like which station? Like
I've been girl. I had a guest one time. I don't know if it was in December or beginning of this year that they were supposed to come on one of the exclusive shows that I used to do. And they were like, "I've been following you since the beginning. I went to MLK." MLK? That was like 10 doors ago.
I had somebody on this week.
That is
and
hilarious.
He was like, "Hey, I like this spot for y'all." Like the way he said, I was like, "Oh yeah," because the last time you was here, you was at the other station. He was like, "Yeah, the one in the back." I was like, "Yeah, we not over there no more." He was like, "Yeah, I see." He was like, "But I like this spot for y'all. It fit, and it is so funny."
So one thing I will say about KELZ is I am gonna hold on, right? If something doesn't work, I'm going to strategic, because everything about me is strategic. I'm going to pay attention to how something is moving. If it doesn't make sense, I shut it down. If it doesn't make sense, I stop it. If it doesn't make sense today, but the overall makes sense, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to make sure that it gets to a place where it makes sense. So if it means we got to move, we're going to do that. If that means I got to drop the price or raise the price, I'm going to do that. But one thing I'm not going to do is give up on Hits. I was like, maybe I need to transfer the studio itself. Again, I'm not going to give up. If I need to pivot, I'm going to pivot. And because podcast is kind of killing us right now, not Hits, of course, we good. I'm talking about radio versus podcasting. Is like everybody's a freaking podcaster today. Everybody's a therapist too, apparently. So everybody wants this couch setup. So I almost, because it's trendy and it's where the world is moving to, I was like, maybe I'm having that old school mentality that we need to keep this radio when we need to change up. Remember, before I even bought this table, we had a big conference room table in here. And I was like, do I do another table? Or do I do a couch and chairs and a coffee table and like the extended mics that sit off and it just comes straight to your mouth and talk? Should I do that because of podcasting? Or do I stick to the script and keep building on what we have, because you haven't even, again, you haven't touched the surface. You're still laying down hardwoods. So I'm glad I didn't make that decision. And the reason I didn't is because I didn't jump. I don't like to jump into anything. And I'm glad I didn't. So be the star of your show. You might have to, again, you might get bit by all the pit bulls. You might get shot with all the bullets. You might get the tomatoes thrown at you on stage. You might be the one sleeping in your car on a cardboard box on the side of the highway. Whatever it is that you need to do to be the star of your show, do it. Hype yourself up. Give yourself your flowers. Accept flowers. Big yourself up even when the people around you aren't where you are. That doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means you got something good going because you work hard for what you are receiving, and live in that. Celebrate yourself where you are. All right, so that is the conclusion of Be the Star of Your Own Show. You are listening to The Lick Show on Hits 92.3 with your girl, KELZ. Y'all have a great, safe weekend. Cinco de Mayo. Lord Jesus. Please don't go home too drunk. Please don't drink and drive. Please don't wake up to somebody you like, oh my gosh, who is this person in my bed? Or if you do, I mean, just have fun with it. Just be safe. Put something on. Bye.
Oh, oh yeah. Shit. Yeah. I'm caught up. I'm caught up by the sight of you. But I thought of some freaky shit that we can get into. You're the pretty brown that's driving me wild. Girl, I'm tryna get in you. Girl, you know that I'll be loving you down all night. Won't you talk to me, baby? You can have a piece of my love. It's waiting for you until you get through. You can have all of me. I'll be a fantasy. You're all I need. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. Back that shit up. Girl, you know I don't be giving a fuck. I talk my shit, but I be backing it up. Have you thinking, girl, you falling in love? But I ain't looking for love. I'm a freak by nature, baby. I bet this D will drive you crazy. She about that action, but it's smoke for sure. I see you moving closer, is you down to go, go, go? You can have a piece of my love. It's waiting for you until you get through. Until you get through, baby. You can have all of me. I'll be a fantasy. You're all I need. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. Alright. Oh, when I get you home, I'm going deep in ya. I'm going deep in ya. Oh, get you alone. I'm tryna turn you out, baby. Oh, let me know. Are you ready for a nigga like this? I said, oh, gotta let you know. I'm gonna show you things you never seen before, yeah. You can have a piece of my love. It's waiting for you until you get through. Until you get through, baby. You can have all of me. I'll be a fantasy. You're all I need. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want you. 'Cause I want
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke. Every Wednesday is Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P. Not to mention, we got the host with the most. KELZ, we got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items, looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.